Wait, what the fuck are you doing? Fucking strong. Let's ride. Hey guys, welcome to Sportz. Blitz, your boy Rob.
With your boy Zay.
And we're gonna be hopping into this podcast talking about trending things in sports. First things first, Jose, who wins the AL MVP race? Who are your candidates, and what are some of your predictions?
Well, the race so far is between JD Martinez, Mookie Betts, Mike Trout, Jose Ramirez, and Francisco Lindor. Here's the thing that makes it a little complicated. You got two pair of teammates one on the Red Sox and JD and Mookie Betts. And then you got Lindor and Ramirez who are on the same team. I feel like they're going to take votes away from each other, which will allow Mike Trout, even though his team is out of the playoff race right now. And you know, a lot of voters, when it comes to MVP, they take into account what the team's success, what they've done. You know, are they a playoff team? How much have you contributed to that success? But since the other two are taking votes away from each other, I feel like Mike Trout will be able to sneak up in there because Mike Trout is Mike Trout still, the best player in baseball, and probably win his, I believe, 4th MVP. He's an absolute stud. I mean, but the other four guys are having unbelievable years. JD Martinez leading the league in home runs. Mookie Betts leading the league in OPS. Jose Ramirez leading the league in steals and second in the league in home runs. Francisco Lindor has already 29 home runs. He's second in steals, first in doubles. I mean, the guys are just absolutely tearing the cover off the ball. It's going to be a tough race. I mean, it's going to be a little more difficult. It's not going to be as clear-cut as last year. But it's definitely fun to watch, bro. I mean, it's intriguing. And I'm very excited for September. See how this whole race shapes up. This shit makes me feel like spitting some fucking rap, dog. I'm about to rap. I'm start writing, dog. Give me a beat. Give me a dubstep beat.
I fucking cut her guts out. I spit it. I said, nah, get the credit card. Like,
Couple months to the NBA season starts. What are your award predictions coming up this year? Who you got winning the MVP, Rookie of the Year, Most Improved Player, and the Sixth Man?
Those are all tough questions looking at it right now. But for the awards next season, I'm going to have to go MVP LeBron. One, he's playing with a young core team. Yeah, I know he's in the Western Conference, but he got Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, and the whole Lakers organization with him. So I know he's feeling pretty comfortable and confident, but more importantly, it's LeBron. I mean, has he not pretty much won it the last, I don't know how many years already? The guy wins it almost every year, but they don't give it to him every year. So I'm going to say LeBron, MVP, just because they gave it to James already. They gave it to Westbrook. Other than LeBron, the only person I can probably see getting it is Anthony Davis or KD, really. But assuming no one else blows up, like Kyrie or Giannis or someone like that, I definitely see LeBron getting it, especially with the young core team he has. He's definitely going to be stepping up this year. For most improved player, back to what I'm saying about LeBron, I'm going to go ahead and give it to Lonzo Ball because of the fact that he's playing with a veteran like LeBron. You play in a team with LeBron, you're going to get assists regardless. Give the man the ball. You're also playing with a good little squad. You got people who are coming in, filling the roles in the team. Lance Stevenson, Rajon Rondo, JaVale McGee. Some of which might be on Shaqtin' a Fool, but regardless, he has a good little core. So I think he might win Most Improved Player just because he didn't really shine so hard his first year. Like, he might this year.
Listen, Rob. You said he has a nice little core. They haven't played together, so how do you know if they're gonna even get along?
Hold on. I never say that.
How would they even get along?
I never said they don't have. I never said they have chemistry.
You said they have a nice little core. In order for you to have a nice little core, that means you guys play together and you feel like they're a core group.
No.
If they don't get along, they're not gonna be a core group.
Core group just means you have the fundamentals, the pieces. That's what core means.
Core, absolutely.
I don't say they have good chemistry. They don't got good chemistry.
In order for it to have a core, meaning the core group, that means you're going to move along with these people. So if they can't play together, that's not your core group. They're no longer a core group. You think you have the makings of a core group.
I think we have the makings of the core group. Right. I'm seeing a potential core group, if that's what you want.
All right.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is a
very literal. Very literal person. I'm just saying, they have a bunch of bonehead ass guys. You never know if they're gonna get along or not.
They might.
I feel like they will.
This is why they sign 1-year deals, which is fine. But I'm not talking about those bonehead guys. I'm just talking about those who are
half the team.
Okay, the other half of the team is people who's already been there. Kyle Kuzma, we seen what he did last year. Lonzo Ball is in the worst scrub out there.
He's not going to have the same year he had last year.
Let's see what happens.
He's going to score less.
You got Brandon Ingram.
Because LeBron's there.
Right?
Brandon Ingram's going to take a step forward. He's probably the one dude that you could probably take a step forward.
So let's say, if LeBron's playing with a guy who's going to take a step forward and number one overall draft pick, I'm happy with that.
Okay, so that means LeBron won't win the MVP.
No. Because definitely none of them are going to win the MVP.
Well, they're not going to win the MVP, but if they're taking a step forward, that means LeBron's not doing as much as he would have done in Cleveland. So, I mean, he's not going to win the MVP.
It doesn't matter because
it's a.
But it's also based off of wins. It's also based off of wins. Because LeBron scored more than James Harden last year. They still gave it to James. No, LeBron had better. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He finished number 1. James Harden finished number 2 in scoring. And he had more rebounds and more assists than James Harden. And guess who won it? James Harden. He got more W's. He's playing with Chris Paul, who's also stepping up. He's also playing with other players like Capella, who's not doing bad. So if the Rockets can do that and James Harden can still win MVP, I think LeBron can still win MVP and still have a most improved player on his team. But the fact of that being all in LA will be too self-centered around LeBron, so I don't see it happening in the league. What I will say is this. LeBron, MVP, Lonzo Ball, most improved player. I got 6th man of the year. I mean, we can call it almost every year. The guy's been clutch. He's a beast. I love him. Eric Gordon. I mean, why? He steps up to the plate. He's big, and I like him in the playoffs. He's a physical, gritty guy. Every time I see him, I have nothing but good thoughts for him. So I like Eric Gordon for 6th man of the year.
I think Eric Gordon was a bust.
Do I think he was a bust?
Yeah.
When he first came in?
I mean,
or now?
Just based on
the fact
that he got how high he got drafted, and he's basically
not living up to his potential.
He's basically a bench player. He's not no superstar.
He isn't a superstar. But
I'm saying,
I just see him winning 6th man of the year.
You said a lot of glowing things for this guy, but like
as a 6th man, as a 6th man, this is a 6th man, not as a star player who's
Here's my thing about Eric Gordon. He wouldn't be. I don't disagree with you. I feel like he could win the 6th man award, for the fact the system, the way that Houston runs. But in any other team, he's not winning the 6th man. I don't think he's as efficient.
Any other team,
because I feel like in Houston, it's just made perfectly for him because that's what he likes to do. Is shoot the 3. Eric Gordon could drive it a little. He's pretty strong.
He's very, some of his drives, I'm like, wow,
he's well built. He's a well built guy. But
I think if he's on another team, he's starting.
Houston.
If he's on a scrubby team, he's starting.
Yeah, okay.
That's how I feel about him.
That's fine. And I'm not
he
saying
should, because they got so much talent in Houston.
He's not
for his position.
So what I'm trying to say is Houston allows him to play up to his potential. In another team, when you got more responsibility.
But wouldn't you say
you
have more responsibility, but that means you have more looks at the rim, you got more time.
But that doesn't necessarily means it's better for you because let's say your shooting percentage will now go start going down because you're taking more shots and you're not gonna hit as many shots. So let's say if he's shooting 45% with Houston and he goes and say he comes over here to Miami for us and he's a starter and now he's putting up 5 more shots per game, he's not gonna hit those 5 more shots per game he's taking, you feel me? He's gonna miss some of those.
Obviously, so now you're some of those. He's not gonna hit all 5.
He's not gonna hit exactly. So now your shooting percentage is going down. So now is he as valuable a player because now he's shooting a lower percentage?
But what if his scoring goes up and his percentage goes down? That happens.
Listen, that's fine. You gotta take the good with the bad. Just because his scoring went up and his percentage went down doesn't mean it's necessarily good.
It's good. I get what you're saying, but in a team that has low scoring, like a Miami, we'll take you, boy.
He's a starter, right? Now you got him playing more minutes, correct?
Right.
He's not a good defender. Guess what? I'm going to attack him every single time I'm going on the other end of the floor.
100%.
Guess what? Now he's going to have to put in some effort on defense. It's going to take away from him on the other side of the floor being the offensive play. So it's not always a good thing.
Yeah, not every player is good on defense.
I think that's why he could win a 6-man in Houston. Anywhere else, though, Eric Gordon's average NBA player. He's Tyler Johnson.
But what I'm saying
Tyler Johnson in Houston could win the 6-man. They do the same thing. Tyler Johnson's more explosive.
I agree with that, but I don't think he'd win 6-man. But regardless, the point is, I think he'd win 6-man. And for Rookie of the Year, just off what I've seen and what I know, I mean, guy looks like an athlete. He's a beast. He's coming in strong. DeAndre Ayton.
Bahama stand up.
So I'm going with him for Rookie of the Year. And that pretty much caps off my awards. I just think the NBA is going to be a good season next year, but like in any sport, it all depends on injuries. So tough to say now before we see what we're looking like halfway through the season. Let the fans know I'm hot and sizzling. So speaking of awards, is Juan Soto the greatest hitting teenager right now batting?
Listen, man, the guy is having an unbelievable season. He's 19 years old, Rob. He started out the year in single A. If you know anything about minor league baseball, it's single A, then double A, then triple A, and then you usually get promoted to the big leagues. He skipped triple A completely. He started on single A, killed it over there, went to double A, only spent a couple months there, and then got promoted to the big leagues. The dude has almost as many walks as strikeouts. He has 46 walks, 49 strikeouts. I mean, for a rookie, that's unbelievable. You got guys like, that's Mookie Betts territory, Jose Ramirez territory. You talking about you start bona fide studs. Once again, he's 19 years old.
But he's not playing in the majors, is he?
He's playing in the majors, man. He's probably the best hitter Washington has
right now. So there's no
now.
excuse for him. He skipped the AAA.
He skipped AAA. So, he's just that good of a player right now, man.
He's
having one of the all-time greats. Okay, so when it comes to teenagers and I'm gonna give you what sabermetric data here. WRC, which is one of the main data to project hitters. It takes into account your hitter parks and everything.
Right.
He's right now at the pacing end. He's leading the all-time greats: Mel Ott, Tony Ganalero, Ty Cobb, Hall of Famer. Bryce Harper had one of the greatest all-time rookie years when he came up at 19. Mickey Mantle, he's ahead of all those guys by over 20 points.
How old is he?
19 years old. Once again, 19. He's projected through the rest of the season because there's still a month and a half left in the season.
Right.
He's projected to finish still 11 points ahead of all these guys. I mean, it's just insane. And we're talking about Hall of Famers, Ty Cobb, Mel Ott. I mean, these guys are...
Mickey Mantle,
one of the greatest baseball players of all time, if not the greatest.
Season right
now, the guy is killing it.
He's ahead of Bryce Harper, too. I mean, yeah, he's definitely killing it right now.
Well, here's the thing. Bryce Harper's going to be a free agent at the end of the year. And,
he's open to trades, by the way. We were talking about it on our last podcast. We said we'd keep him.
The trade deadline passed, though, so they ended up keeping him, which is the right move, in my opinion.
But how do you feel? I know every league is a business. How do you? It's just a side note question. How do you feel like Bryce Harper felt when when they were open and trading him? Do you feel like, okay, it's a business, or do you feel like, wow, maybe I was looking in a different direction?
No, it's strictly business. They don't expect him to re-sign. I don't expect him to re-sign. It's a possibility, sure. Here's the thing, if they re-sign Harper, he's gonna want tons of money. You're talking about over $200 million. It's gonna put a handicap into what you could pay out other players. And when you have a Juan Soto, who's already an outfielder, who's already hitting as good as Bryce Harper, and he's only 19, he's gonna play for the minimum for the next 2 years at least. You got Victor Robles, one of the top outfield prospects in the minors. He got hurt this year, but the guy was supposed to be major league ready already. He's supposed to be the Juan Soto this year, and Juan Soto was supposed to come up next year. So you got those two guys who could take over for Bryce Harper after he leaves. You already got Adam Eden there and in the outfield. You still got Michael Taylor. I feel like Bryce Harper is a luxury at that point. Is he a heck of a baseball player? Yes. Is he the best baseball player? I don't think.
He says even Mike Trout.
Mike Trout's the best baseball player in my
opinion. He says so.
Yeah, exactly.
He'll argue there would tell you, hey, you know what?
Bryce Harper, he's had all his hype, his whole career, even back when he was a teenager on Sports Illustrated. And the guy is an absolute stud. But there's only so much value one baseball player can give you. And as you can see, it's very hard for one player to make a difference to win you a championship. Baseball is probably the most ultimate team sport. I mean, football is a team sport as well. But in football, one player can win you a championship, meaning a quarterback. In baseball, one player can't win a championship. I mean, you saw what CeCe Sebastian did back in 2008 in Milwaukee. He basically took them to the playoffs. But at the end of the day, he couldn't win the playoffs for them because there's only so much one player could do in baseball. I mean, Juan Soto looks like a stud. Looks like he's going to be better than Harper, in my opinion, the way they're playing right now. So I think Washington got a good thing going over there. And I feel like, he is going to absolutely have the best season of all time for a teenager. It looks that way. I feel like he's not going to slow down. He knows what he's doing up there. He's absolute stud. Good things are coming for you guys in Washington. Un come plátano, by the way. I got to put that out there. Un dominicano, loco. Un come plátano. This is we live baseball. This is what we do, bruh.
You know what? I haven't had Dominican breakfast in a long time, bro.
Chico.
Yeah, man.
I ate tostones today, bro. I ate tostones today. It was amazing. Yeah. So, Rob, you were talking about Houston and six-man Eric Gordon. How do you feel about the new acquisition verbally agreed to sign with them in Carmelo Anthony? Is he a good fit for them? Is he going to throw things off like he did in OKC? Is he going to keep screaming, get the fuck out of here for a rebound?
Okay, first off, I love how you transition from Eric Gordon to Carmelo Anthony, assuming what, he'd be on the bench or something? Whatever. The point is...
I'm just saying, you know, we didn't, you know, that's a good thing that you brought that up because we saying Eric Gordon and we both agree that Eric Gordon could win the sixth man of the year. But how about if Melo's the sixth man?
Okay, but Melo, I'm just saying.
How about if Melo becomes a sixth man?
He verbally agreed to the Rockets and he clearly stated, I'm not playing on the bench. So
he didn't state that.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't.
Yeah,
that was from last year, bro. They did an edit.
That was a good edit.
They got your ass, huh?
That was a good edit. They got
that was a yeah.
Because it came out on all my feeds.
They gotta promote that graphic guy. Yeah, no, that was the interview he did last year.
I was like, yo, it sounds spot on too. All right. Point is, I still don't think he's coming off the bench. Whoever he did the interview with, whether it be OKC or Houston, he doesn't want to come off the bench. He feels like he has more in him. So that means he's probably gonna sign a short deal. Right, I don't see him signing there for long.
Oh, he got bought out, so he don't need the money. So yeah, he's gonna.
Yeah, he made like I don't know how many million
he probably
a day.
A 1 year deal. Probably
a 1-2 year deal, depending on what they offer him. And if that's the case, he might want to come to terms. Hey, look, man, I'm willing to play, but I'm not playing as the bench. But if he does play as the bench, then yeah, I could probably see Melo winning sixth man of the year. The point is, how do I see him fitting in with the Rockets? I'm gonna say this. I think players like Chris Paul and James Harden, they make teams better. I also think Westbrook's a great player, but I just feel like he's more of a shoot up the ball type of guy. I feel like CP3's a pass first type of point guard. So that might be a better fit for Melo. If Melo finds his scoring rhythm, he doesn't, I mean, sometimes he just holds the ball for too long. I feel like, and with a good coaching system, with good people around him, especially someone like CP3 who's a close friend of him, I feel like Melo can honestly understand where he's at in his career, adapt to the team environment rather than playing mellow ball, and really, really do something good for the Rockets this year. I'm still keeping them. This just adds to what I was thinking. I'm still keeping them as my number 1 seed in the West next season.
Over Golden State. Bold prediction of the year.
Over Golden State. But that's been my bold prediction. Remember we talked about it before?
Absolutely.
That's been my bold prediction. So I'm sticking to it.
You're sticking
if
to
I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Even
right.
All right, so
we got erasers.
So if Boogie Cousins starts the year healthy, you still got them finishing number 2.
If Boogie year starts the year healthy?
Yeah, because Boogie
isn't he missing half the season?
That's his goal. His goal is to start the year. You know, does he have to? I don't think it's not. He's not necessarily missing half the season, bro.
If Boogie's cousin. You talking about 100% healthy, or like 75% healthy?
Oh, yeah, that doesn't matter.
If he comes back,
Boogie Cousins at 75% healthy.
Even if he comes at 75% or higher healthy, then I got Golden State number 1. If he comes back 50% or lower, I'm going Houston. But I already made my prediction, so stop making me trying to change it. I'm sticking to my guns.
You know,
I'm throwing. That's Jose's always favorite thing.
I'm throwing.
You gotta twist people's arms.
I'm trying to change. I'm trying to become a new man, dog.
Right, change at home.
Trying to become less, violent, less confrontational, more, open-minded about shit. Trying to,
I fucks with it.
It's hard though.
Point is, I'm going with yes. I think Melo's gonna be a good fit for the Rockets. I think he's gonna fit into their team system. I'm a fan of watching the team play just because they're such a 3-point shooting team. I mean, if Melo can add to that, I'll be looking forward to it. Here's my question. Back to basketball. The NBA schedule just got released. What games are we looking forward to, especially on Christmas Day, but on regular seasons? What games are we looking forward to seeing play?
November 21st, man.
You like Christmas?
November 21st. The day LeBron goes back to Cleveland.
November what?
21st.
I don't think they're going to hate him, though.
I don't think so. They're going to cheer for him.
I'm looking forward to Raptors and Spurs.
Oh.
Why? Because of DeMar?
Because of DeMar.
Yes, bro. Kawhi's going to play? No.
Probably. What do you mean no?
What do you mean?
Listen, they already talked to him.
They even got a picture of him smiling, which is supposedly rare. So.
Yeah. They already talked to him. The guy, I feel
Into
like the
the
guy
picture
still
of
don't
the
win.
video.
It doesn't do him no good to sit out the whole year, to be honest, Steve. What good would it do him to sit out the whole year in Toronto? He's gonna look like a prima donna. You know, if I want to go sign this guy, how do I know you're not gonna quit on me the way you quit on San Antonio and
Plus,
quit on Toronto?
if I haven't seen you play in another
exactly.
year, you're not
seen you
getting
play
paid like you
in
want to
2
get
years
paid.
now, exactly.
Hell
Like
no.
you know, like no.
Yeah.
So it makes no sense. He's gonna play.
He's gonna play.
And
He's
ball
gonna
out.
ball. He's in the
I just don't
East.
think it's that serious. I get that DeMar DeRozan was butt hurt because spent his whole time there. They told him that he wasn't gonna get traded, and he gets traded.
It's a business.
But it's
I mean,
a business.
I can only speak from an outside.
Ain't no loyalty. I get it. Listen, if I was a player and I've been there so long, I built, I get along with my community. I like the community I'm in. I get along with my teammates, and I love what I do. I built this franchise basically from the bottom up. I'm one of the all-time greats of this franchise, if not the all-time great. I get why he's hurt. But you went to San Antonio. You're going to play for one of the best. You're playing for one of the best coaches of all time. It's not like they went and traded you to fucking Charlotte.
Oh, wow. That was the same thing I was thinking about. I was like, it's not like he's a Hornet. And then you just said that.
Yeah, of course, because the Hornets haven't won shit.
That's funny.
I mean, the Hornets never won shit.
Or the Bobcats. All right.
It was worse when they were the Bobcats,
I can't believe that was a team.
They haven't won nothing, you feel me? So it's like, they made the playoffs a couple years, and then the next
Shout
year,
out MJ.
So,
what other games are we looking forward to this season? I know we got OKC, Golden State, because
that's my big one right there.
Right?
At Christmas games, you got Lakers and OKC. I believe that's
This year?
Yeah, I believe it's Lakers.
I think it's Lakers, Rockets. No, I'm lying.
It's Lakers, OKC. Opening night. Opening night game is gonna be good too. Philly against Boston. OKC against Golden State. That's what it was.
That's down, huh?
So you got Milwaukee at New York. Oklahoma City at Houston. Sixers at Boston. Lakers at Golden State. So Rob, NFL season starting up. What are your NFL predictions?
So some of the NFL predictions, I'm gonna have to go ahead and say Cleveland has a better year, obviously. Tom Brady's playing one of his last seasons. So
what does that mean? Cleveland has a better year. Obviously, they won one game last year, Robert.
That's why it's obvious, obviously. But they also but they also have what I meant to say by that is they have more a better core. They have more receivers and they have a new quarterback, which is pretty promising. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
I just didn't explain too much because I'm trying to get through this without this motherfucker going anywhere. I think Miami has a better year because I'm just a fan, really. Obviously, you can't count Tom Brady out. I mean, this might be his last year. I mean, I give him 2, but this might be his last year. So you don't know what he does on his last year, Ray Lewis. And I honestly think that some of the teams like the Rams and even the Steelers with Le'Veon Bell, I mean, we're going to see some interesting talent this year. Teams obviously been rebuilding the offseason. Things are looking good. So I'm really excited for what Houston has too with Deshaun Watson. It all just really comes down into the NFL to injuries. In the NFL, once you get injured, the teams' predictions they go out the roof. So those are my predictions for the NFL coming this season. This is your boy Rob.
Your boy Zay.
Thanks for tuning in to Sports Blitz, guys. Like I said, check us out on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, and more media's coming soon as well.
Come plátano.
So shout out to the all our fans, our followers, and our unfollowers. We see you too, all right? We see you.
222.
Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.